Today's topic is conventional signs and symbols used in topographical maps. For the proper reading or interpretation of the topographical map, we need to learn about the convention and symbols used on the map. What is the meaning of conventional symbol? Conventional symbol is a symbol that is widely accepted interpretation. All the features shown on a map are represented by conventional signs or symbols. Almost everything that appears on a map except a printed name is a conventional sign. They are features that are not drawn to scale. As you can see on this topographical map, there are so many dry streams present, then cart tracks are also there, tanks, wells, these all are the conventional signs. We will first begin with the boundaries that are shown in black color. First of all, there is international boundary between two countries are shown like this. Second, state boundary between two states are marked like this way. In this topographical map, one can clearly see that there is a state boundary present between two states. Next, state boundary undemarcated. These are the boundaries which are not in a small scale is present. This is only given as undemarcated in topographical maps. Next, district boundary are shown like this way. The means of communication, these are depicted in red color. Metal roads, that is pakka, found in developed regions. Metal roads are red in color and they are generally filled with the red color and broader in nature. As you can see that there is a settlement and surrounding it metal roads are present. So that is, it means there is a good connectivity over here. This shows this region is a developed one. Next, unmetal road, that is also a kacha road. These are found in underdeveloped regions. So these are same as metal roads, but they are broken. The path is broken. So that is why this is not a indication of developed region. This is a indication of rural area. Next, cart tracks, that are the common form of communication. So among all these three, cart track, which are shown in a single red line, are the most widely spread transportation system, mainly in the rural regions. Next, pack track through a pass. So pack tracks are the path that is used by animals and man in hilly terrain. These pack track are same as cart track, but cart track is a single red line, pack track is a broken one in red color. Next, footpath in steep areas. Footpath are only shown in hilly regions as well as the steeper areas. As you can see on the topographical map, there is a pack track that is given, and also the second part you can see, this is the hilly region because so many contour lines are present, and footpath is also present over here that are in dotted red color. Next, railways, mostly depicted in black. Railway line with bridge, cutting with tunnel. Among all these three, railway line are the most common. As you can see on the topographical map, railway lines are clearly depicted. Next, telegraph line and telephone line. Developed region. So telegraph and telephone line are present where the region is a urban one. So good communication facilities are available. So as you can see in the topographical map also, telegraph lines are present. That telegraph lines are same as footpath lines, but footpaths are dotted red, telegraph lines are dotted black. Telephone lines are also in the form of dotted one, but that is a thick, as you can see here. But that is a symbol of developed region. Next, water bodies or water features depicted in blue color. So first there is a stream. So stream, perennial one, so it will be indicated with blue line. Next, stream with track in bed. So this. Next, seasonal or non-perennial stream. Seasonal or non-perennial streams are almost spread everywhere on the topographical map. This is the most common stream that you will find. Next, river. Rivers are also present in the topographical map, but that should be having some thickness. But in case of seasonal or non-perennial stream, only a single stream is depicted, and that also in black color. But rivers are the broader one, and seasonal or non-perennial stream are the thin one, that is a single line. Next, confluence, meeting of tributary and main river. Confluence, meeting of the any two water body, where one tributary meets with the main river. As you can see in the topographical map, this is the main river that is shown, and from here its tributaries are also coming and joining with it. So this particular region is a confluence. We call it as a confluence. Relative height of the river bank. Relative height of the river bank are shown as 3r, 4r, 6r, and the numbers. This shows the height of the river bank in meters. Suppose 3r is written over here. So that means the relative height of the river bank is 3 meter. Okay. Next, the tank with embankment has a relative depth of 10 meter. Tanks are depicted on the topographical map like this way. So, in topographical map, if the tank is perennial, so that means it has a water filled in it. So we will consider its relative depth, not height, because if the embankment is there, then also we will consider its depth. Why? Because this tank is full of water. Water is available inside the tank. So what is the depth of the water level? So in this case, we will say that the tank with embankment has a relative depth of 10 meter, not height. It will be a depth because water is filled. Next, embankment is on the outside of the tank and has a relative height of 5 meter. So in the previous, you have seen that the tank was perennial. Here the tank is dry and embankment is also made. And because no water is filled in this tank, because this is a dry tank, so here you will consider its height. So the embankment is on the outside of the tank and has a relative height of 5 meter. If it is given 6r and that is a dry tank, so you will not consider its relative depth because water is not available inside it. But in this case, in the case of dry tank, embankment is there but there is no water. So we will consider its height. So finally you will write your answer that 6r is given. So the relative height of the dry tank is 6 meter. Relative height and relative depths will always be in meters. This you can see clearly in this topographical map, where 3r is given, dry tank, and outside embankment is there. So it is depicting the relative height is of the dry tank is 3 meter. Next, a dry river bed with a narrow perennial water channel. This is the most common thing that you will find in the topographical map. When you will look on the river is the broader one. Then inside that river, you will find that there is a blue line that is moving. So that blue line is the perennial water channel, or it can be stream. So in this topographical map or any topographical map, mostly the rivers are dry in nature. So why they are dry? Because you can see the rivers are in black color, and inside that river so many sediments are also there, and because it is in black color, so that it means dry. But inside that black color dry river, you will find there is a one blue line depicted over there. So that is a perennial water channel inside that river. Okay, so what will be your answer over here? What does this symbol indicate? This indicates that there is a dry river bed with a narrow perennial water channel or a stream. Next, river bed with islands and rocks. So some of the rivers in the topographical maps, you will find that there is a island structure that is made over here. So island is also there, and inside that island, that some pebbles or the rocks are also shown. So that means this is a river bed with island and rocks. Next, uncultivated islands are shown in white while the cultivated ones are shaded. In some of the rivers, you will find that there is a white island that is present inside the river. That means it is the uncultivated one. And whereas the cultivated ones are there, that will be shaded, okay, in grey color. So inside any river, if you find that there is a white structure that is almost barren, so you will find that this is the island, okay. The island is present inside the river. Next, undefined stream. Undefined stream are the streams which are shown in a dotted manner and broken chain. Like so many dry streams you can see, but there will be some streams which are the broken one. So that is undefined stream. As you can see in the topographical map, there are so many undefined streams which are they do not have their destination. Okay, they are just left barren. So these are the undefined streams. Next are the falls. Word falls indicate waterfalls over a steep slope. Okay, so now you can see that the falls are same as the waterfall that falls from the steeper slope, okay, or from any highland structure. So as you can see in topographical map also, there are so many these falls are located. So falls will only be found in the hilly regions or slopy region from where the waterfall is flowing. So in this manner, falls is given 30 meter. So what does it indicate? It indicates that waterfall over a steep slope is 30 meter. Okay. Next, perennial lined well. Perennial lined wells are mostly found in the areas where agriculture activities are much developed, because the people will be using the wells for irrigation facilities. So you will find so many blue circle that is filled with blue color. That are the perennial lined wells, and that are made by the people, and they are never run dry, and water is available throughout the year. Next, perennial unlined well. They are mostly dry. They are seasonal one. In summer months they run dry. So that is why the shape is same as perennial well, that is circle one. Circle will be in blue color, that is the outlining, but inside it there will be no blue color filled water. Only a single outline will be made with blue color. So that is a perennial unlined well, which means it is also perennial and water is present, but they are not lined, they are unlined, they are just used whenever it is required. Okay, next. Perennial lined well with a relative depth of 20 meter. In some of the wells, just beside the wells, especially the perennial lined wells, you will find there are so many numbers written, 30 m, 20 m, okay, 10 m. So what does it indicate? It is indicating the perennial lined well with a relative depth of 20 meter. It indicates the relative depth of the perennial lined well is 20 meter. So here we are considering the relative depth. Why there is a depth? Because wells are always dug inside the earth surface. So that is very much clear. We will consider the depth, not the height, because wells are only be dug from inside the earth surface. Next is spring. Springs are shown with this plus sign, and that is blue color. Brackish. This water is unfit for human or animal consumption, neither can it be used for irrigation. Brackish will be, you can find in topographical map, brackish will be written in italic. And what is the meaning of it? This water is not fit for human consumption, okay, or for any agricultural activities. Next, tube well. It is a deep bore and water has to be pumped. Now, tube well are the most common method of irrigation facilities. They are shown with this triangle filled with blue color. Perennial tank. Presence of tanks indicates hilly or rocky terrain. So, perennial tanks will be in the form of this. In the hilly areas only these are found, because almost the part of our topographical map are dry region. So dry tanks are the most common. If it is showing any perennial tank, so that means it is sure we are looking at any hilly region. Next, seasonal tank or dry tank. Seasonal tank or dry tank you will find everywhere on the topographical map. That is shown like this. Black outline dotted inside the tank. Next, tanks may or may not have an embankment. It indicates tank with embankments. Now, there are so many tanks, you will find that tanks are just lying like this, outline, and some other tanks you will find with embankment. So that means the embankment ones, that means boundaries are given there. And just beside the embankment, there will be a numbering also, 3R or the 15 meter, like this way. Like you can see in this 3R, 6R that is given. So 3R and 6R is the relative. What will be it? It will be not depth, it will be height, because this is a dry tank. So you will write that the relative height of the dry tank is 3 meter. Or you can write the relative height of the dry tank with embankment is 3 meter or 6 meter, because that can be without or with the embankment. So you have to consider, because tanks are used by the people for irrigation, so definitely they are making the embankment or boundaries over it, so that they can easily store the water inside and use for irrigation facilities. But embankments, that dry tanks which are not having any embankment, that is naturally filled. Okay, so that will be a natural feature. You will learn about a man-made and natural features in the next class. So you will understand that what are the man-made and natural features in the topographical map. Canals divert water for canal irrigation and are used for navigation. So canals, the symbol is like this, and these are waters are drawn from the rivers and then they are used for irrigation activities. Like you can see on the topographical map, canal are given. Next, meanders. So meanders are loops and bends found in the middle course of a river. So meanders are moving bends, like you can see in topographical map, that the river is moving in a bending manner from here, from this side to this side, and then again like a snake. Next, causeway. It should not be confused with a bridge. So causeway, the meaning you will learn about it. What are causeway? You need to know that causeway is just a raised platform which is made in order to protect the flood water to go on to the other side. Okay, in order to prevent the region to be over flooded, these causeways are made. So causeways on the topographical map, this will be indicated by the printed form. Okay, you can clearly see in this topographical map causeways are written. Next, broken ground. Broken ground, they are formed generally beside the river, and they are the result of the wet and dry periods. Okay, so wherever the broken ground is given, so you will find that wasteland is also there, where there is no agriculture or any cultivation activities can be operated. Next, tidal river, it is one in which the tide ebbs and flow. So these are shown in this manner. Next, dam, it is a man-made structure built across a river in order to control flow of water. Three main purposes are control floods, irrigation, to produce hydroelectricity. So dam, this is the meaning of the dam, and this is depicted on the topographical map like this. Next, aqueduct, it is an artificial channel or pipeline built of masonry used for carrying water. Aqueduct are the stream or a channel, and pipelines, these are found in the mostly in the hilly regions, where from these pipelines, which are hard in nature, they are used for carrying the water from one part to the settlement areas. Reservoir, it is a man-made feature. It is a perennial water body used to store water. So reservoirs are made in order to store the water for future use. Next, monuments and buildings. So you can see there are monuments and buildings that are also shown on the topographical map. You have to indicate, and also you have to remember that what are the symbols of it. Fort, which is shown like this, temple, then church, then tomb, graves, lighthouse, post office, telegraph office. Telegraph office are generally written, that telephone lines, like this way it is written. Post and telegraph office, that will be in the form of letters only, PTO. Short form will be written on the topographical map, so you can easily identify. Post, police station, PS, Dak bungalow, DB, inspection bungalow, IB, rest house, RH, circuit house, CH, dispensary will be written same as dispensary in italic. Now there are some of the features that will be printed on the map, and on the side the name or the feature name will be represented over the topographical map, like lime or brick lane quarry, same lime line or the brick line, you will find the names are given. Annual fare also will be written. PO, post office, PTO, post and telegraph office, IB, inspection bungalow, open scrub, this is the natural vegetation of India, then open mixed jungle. These all will be written and clearly be seen on the topographical map. So this was all about the conventional signs and symbols which are used in the topographical maps. Thank you, class.